I'm Larry Johnson, and here's how I see it. Who should be allowed to have a gun? A husband with a history of domestic violence? A disgruntled employee who has posted threats against his employer on social media? A person diagnosed to have a serious mental or emotional illness? A person with an arrest record for drug use or gang violence? Of course not. 17 states and the District of Columbia have red flag laws which ostensibly prohibit such persons from owning or acquiring firearms. Indiana is one of those states, and yet it didn't prevent the shooter there from purchasing an assault rifle and committing mass murder. Death from firearms is a serious public health issue. In 2019, there were 39,707 gun deaths. And of these, more than a third, 14,414, died by firearm homicide. This is horrible. We must do something about it. And we can. Regarding domestic violence, according to the CDC, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience physical violence by their intimate partner at some point during their lifetimes. And the Educational Fund to Stop Gun Violence says around 1 million women in the United States have been shot or shot at by an intimate partner, and that over half of all intimate partner homicides are committed with guns. Regarding mental illness, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, nearly 1 in 5 U.S. adults live with a mental illness. That's 51.5 million in 2019. Yet only half of people with mental illnesses receive treatment. And regarding arrests, nationwide, law enforcement made an estimated 495,000 arrests in 2019 for violent crimes. So what to do? Well, first, universal background checks and a universally shared database without loopholes could identify most of these persons who should not be allowed to own a gun. Also, a national registry of licensed gun ownership and mandatory gun safety training ought to be something else that lawmakers could be able to agree on. But reducing deaths by firearms isn't only about preventing high-profile mass shootings. It's about reducing deaths by firearms in all of its forms. It's a complex problem that requires thoughtful action by legislators on both sides of the aisle. We can respect the rights of Americans under the Second Amendment, while at the same time come up with intelligent safeguards and policies that will better protect all Americans from becoming victims of firearms. I'm Larry Johnson. Until next week, stay well.